everybody. I'm Christina Martin, and welcome to the music video premiere for my new single, In Control. I'm broadcasting to you live from windy Nova Scotia, which is in Atlantic Canada, from just outside of a small village called Pugwash, also known as Pugwash. And I'm going to attempt to self-describe myself in the setting I'm in. Now, historically, I have really wrecked this self-describing thing, but I'm always up for giving it another shot. Okay, so I'm a white woman, and I'm sitting on a stool. You can't see the stool from the waist up. You can see me on the screen, and I've got, now officially, thanks to COVID, long blonde hair, and I'm wearing a low-cut white bodysuit and my black show blazer. I've got 2 gold necklaces on, and I'm wearing a little gold tennis bracelet, and you can see my anchor tattoo on my wrist, which, if you're curious, I got this anchor tattoo. It has 2 hearts and 2 little stars, and it represents me finding a place, a home, where I feel at home in Nova Scotia. I've been here now for well over a decade, and I'm definitely grounded, definitely happy to be here. And so the room that I'm in is in my old farmhouse. It's actually a corner of our bedroom that we've converted into a live stream little studio for today. And the walls behind me are white. Think shabby chic. There are 2 tiny shelves on the wall with knickknacks. I'm not going to go into the knickknacks except for one of them. It's a tiny little baby picture of my adorable husband Dale, who you're going to meet live later on if you haven't met him before. He's going to be joining us to talk about the production of the song itself. And behind me is a teal old, kind of like a little shelf, desk. No, what is it? It is Dale's trying to... It's a dresser. Thanks, Dale. That we snagged from Dale's parents, actually. And on that is a little fern, and there's a candle and a lamp. I kept it kind of simple. Yeah, so I'm just so thrilled to be online again. I think the last event we had was in February, a virtual concert that Dale and I did. So I'm going to go over some housekeeping notes. Maybe not the most exciting part of the event, but actually I like the housekeeping notes. Okay, so this is a 60-minute event, and it's being recorded. And one of the reasons I love using Crowdcast for my virtual events is that after this event, everyone can watch the replay, so you can share this event link with your friends. If we get cut off, because the internet can suck, also it's a very windy day here, just stay where you are, and we'll try to get back up and running, and we'll keep you posted in the chat. If you're experiencing a freeze, you might try refreshing your page. You can also leave a tech question in the chat, and my wonderful event moderators for today, Melissa or Annette, will try and help you out. Okay, so there's nothing that I do music-wise, recording, touring, online events, that happens without a lot of support, and a lot of that is funding. So I want to say some very important thank you and shout outs right now. So this event is supported by Canada Service Corps, Taking It Global, and the Government of Canada, the Music Nova Scotia Investment Program, and the province of Nova Scotia. A big, huge shout out to Mayrika Siddhamparanadhan, who worked very hard to confirm the Rising Youth portion of the funding, specifically for the accessibility initiatives for this event. And Mayrika has also been editing the transcripts for all of my new podcast episodes, A Chat with Heart, and it's been a privilege and a pleasure to work with you and to meet you. So thank you so much for all the great help, Mayrika. Thank you to my monthly and yearly supporters on Patreon. If you want to support me monthly, yearly on Patreon, I'm going to tell you how to do that at the end of this event. Okay, more thank yous. I just love all the people I've been working with. Shout out to Crystal Seeberger at Sensory Friendly Solutions. Crystal has been helping me learn about and experiment with ways to make my music and my website and my events more sensory friendly, inclusive, and accessible. On that note, if you're someone who would benefit from using live captions, for today's event, Google Chrome offers live captions for the desktop version of Chrome. So we're going to post that link in the chat right now. a company called CCS based in Toronto. They have taken care of creating the proper closed captions for the new music videos that I've been doing on YouTube and Facebook. So after this event, I'm actually going to drop the links for the unlisted links for the YouTube video for everybody in the chat, so you can watch them tonight. And tomorrow, those links go public, so everybody can watch the music videos after today's event and tomorrow. So closed captions. I mean, I don't know if any of you have ever checked out closed captions for events that haven't been edited, but they are either hilarious or just really, they're quite something. So I'm happy to say that there will be proper closed captions for my new music videos moving forward. For guests joining the event using screen readers today, Kat Germain, arts and disability justice activist and advocate and audio describer, is co-hosting an audio described Zoom listening party right now with community member Milena Kazanavicius, who identifies as blind and is an advocate for the blind and partially sighted population. Hello to everybody over in Zoom. We've provided a link in our chat over here in Crowdcast to join the audio described Zoom listening party if you like. And I want to say a happy birthday to Raymond Young over in the Zoom listening party, who just turned 70 this week. So let's give Raymond a big shout out in the chat here in Crowdcast. And yeah, I'm just excited. I know he's over there. I'm also very excited to announce that ASL, American Sign Language Interpretation, will be added to the replay of this event at a later date. So I'll send an email to everyone registered for this event when that is ready to check out. Thanks in advance to our sign language interpreters Amy Follett and Betty McDonald, based here in Atlantic, Canada. Okay, so I'm going to just kind of review a couple of the ways that we're able to interact today during this event. So there will be a question and answer period for about 10-15 minutes, as long as I steer the ship and don't take up too much time with the 60-minute event. So if you have questions for me, you can post those in the Ask a Question section in Crowdcast, or just drop your question in the chat. And if you're in the Zoom listening party, we have Annette over there who also will be kind of keeping an ear out. If anybody wants Annette to drop some questions over here in Crowdcast, that's great. But I also will be crashing the Zoom listening party when this event is done in Crowdcast. So in about an hour's time, I'm just going to slip over there. Anyone else is welcome for this little after party we'll have. So if you want to save your questions over in Zoom for me for that after party, that's also fine. We're going to be dropping some links in the chat in Crowdcast, and we're also going to be dropping those later on in Zoom. And if anybody needs me to email any of the links, my email is info@ChristinaMartin.net. I had to think about it for a second there. Okay. Whew. All right. Okay. I'm so excited. It's time. It's time to premiere one of the videos today. So we hosted my last music video premiere event. When we did that, there was a great suggestion from somebody in the Zoom listening party to show the audio described version first and then play the non-described version of the music video later on. So that is what we're going to do today. The voice you'll hear in the described music video today is Christine Malik. Christine is the co-host of Talk Description to Me with JJ Hunt, and she is an arts and culture consultant with the blind community. She was the consultant for the script of this described music video. Her voice will be recognizable to many of you because she was also the voice of the described music video for Stay With Me, which we premiered last October. So I'm really thrilled that she could work on this one as well. Shout out to Camille Craig at CCAT Sound. Hey Camille, who worked on combining Christine's voice with the audio for this video. So, Kat Germain was responsible for producing this audio described music video. Always a pleasure to be working with Kat. So this video is about 6 minutes, and then after I have a special guest. So, without further ado, here is the audio described music video premiere for In Control.
This screen has been added to the original video to provide an introduction for description users. This intro is about 2 minutes long. This music video features Christina Martin, the artist and main character in the video. The scenes go between Christina singing and a huge statue of Christina that is shattered and strewn across an Earth-like planet. Christina is a white woman with no apparent disabilities. She is petite and in her early 40s. She has blonde, shoulder-length hair that is parted in the middle. She alternates between two outfits, both adorned with sequins. When Christina is shown singing, she stands in front of a bright white circle, similar to a moon. On both sides of the moon are 6 rows of pink horizontal neon lights. She is filmed from the thighs up, with moments that focus in on her lips, breasts, buttocks, or thighs. Black and white scenes. For Christina's first hairstyle and outfit, her wavy hair is parted in the middle. She wears a sequined black mini dress with long sleeves, a high neck, and black shimmering tights. Color scenes. For her second look, her hair is straight and parted in the middle. Christina wears an all-black sequin one-piece outfit with a low V-neck collar and shoulder pads. The pink neon lights behind her give her hair a pink hue, as though it is dyed. The other storyline is the statue replica of Christina. It is golden. Her left arm is loosely bent with a loose, closed hand over her head. Near the beginning of the video, the statue stands high on a gray planet with wide, shallow craters. Its height is massive compared to the tiny, almost ant-sized gray vehicles that are gathered around the statue's base. In an instant, the statue is hit by a boulder or meteor. It smashes into large pieces. They hurl towards a large planet that resembles Earth. The video begins with a television that sits on a black floor. Behind it are the pink horizontal neon lights and the moon-like circle. On the first beat of the song, text appears on the TV. It reads, Christina Martin, In Control, directed by B. Henry. The words are layered over Christina dancing to the beat. She wears her black sequin one-piece. Christina sings directly to the camera, the moon and vertical neon pink stripes.
I've grown tired, living so clean. All I wanna do is run right back on down the hill and have some drinks with you.
The massive gold statue of Christina.
We don't need to be gone for long.
It breaks into pieces.
Bring along some dirty jokes. My life is good, I still have pain, I still feel cold.
A breast from the statue crashes into a forest.
Baby, I'm in control. When I get scared, I read about a silver book that someone famous wrote.
Camels walk up an object. It is the statue's left buttock.
Where I go, I always come back. 2 nights of debauchery is just the thing I need to bring me back to life.
Workers excavate a giant breast in the forest.
You and me have been here before. This path feels good, this path feels right. Let's pick it up. I knew I would have thought you.
The head of the statue lies partly buried in a snowy expanse.
Don't worry, baby, I've got your
Night, a large city. A giant gold leg is on display. It is surrounded by tall buildings and skyscrapers.
road.
Daytime at sea, a cargo ship carries an arm. 2 helicopters transport a hand. The pieces of the gold statue of Christina are gathered and arranged in a clearing. Tiny workers in vehicles work around it.
Wake up and remember this place. My heart beats strong, so keep it up. There's nothing wrong, nothing to miss. I need your kiss. Don't worry, baby, I'll take this on. When I get scared,
Clouds overhead. The statue repair is coming along.
someone famous wrote. When I get scared, I read about us in a book that someone famous wrote. When I get scared, I read about us in a book that someone famous wrote.
The right hip of the statue is slid into place. Dusk. The reassembled gold statue of Christina stands among 7 large cranes. In the background is a city. Christina dances. The view pulls back. She is on the television from the first scene. The television turns off. Text and logos appear. They read, "This project is supported by Canada Service Corps, Taking It Global, and the Government of Canada, the Music Nova Scotia Investment Program, and the Province of Nova Scotia." ChristinaMartin.net.
Super fun. Thank you, Kat Germain, Christine Malik, and Camille again for producing the audio described music video for In Control. What does it all mean? Okay, so now I am thrilled to share a pre-recorded clip. It's more than a clip. It's 20 minutes of a chat I had with the mastermind behind this music video. We talk about process, how it all came together, and I'll share some behind the scenes clips. So I recorded this about a week ago. It's pretty fresh. I think Brendan is lurking in the chat over here with us in Crowdcast, so feel free to interact with him there while we learn more about the process of making In Control. So the 2 voices you're going to hear in this video are Brendan and myself. And yeah, I hope you enjoy. Don't go anywhere after that. I'll be right back with just more fun stuff. Hi, Brendan.
Hello.
Congrats on what I know to be another beautiful music video, directed by, created by you. I'll start off by self-describing because this part of our event is pre-recorded. So I'm up in my office, sitting at one of my desks. Behind me is another desk, and it's got picture frames on top and some music books. And then behind me as well is a plant and my black sparkle top electric guitars hanging on the wall, and the walls in my office are white, and the floor is a wood floor.
My turn. All right. I am in my office. The walls are light gray. There's some light coming from one side from a window that's off camera. There's a bookshelf of like an IKEA variety with a square grid of shelves behind me with books in it, and some objects as well. A lamp and some other pieces of art. And I am wearing a black Andrew Waite t-shirt.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I'm wearing a black t-shirt too.
Nice.
But it's not an Andrew Waite t-shirt.
Yeah, just a regular t-shirt.
Just a regular, boring t-shirt. It should be a Brendan Henry t-shirt.
I should make some Brendan Henry t-shirts. Yeah.
My t-shirt could just say, directed by B. Henry.
I like that.
I think I'm gonna make this.
I will order some now. I'll send you one. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll pay for it.
I have to direct the shirt too. I can't just like direct someone to get it themselves. Yeah.
That's right. And I'm not in control. So this is your thing.
Aha.
But I do have some questions for you about the music video. So
Okay.
you ready?
I'm ready.
I want to chat about the idea behind this video. What is going on? What does this all mean? Yes, Christina looks super hot. Yes, there's a gold statue that is broken apart, but really, a moon, like what?
Moon
what
statue,
is
as we
going
do
on?
as a society. Yeah, there's a lot of like different interpretations that I clung to as I was creating this, and a lot of different ways that you could read into it, a lot of different hidden meanings. I think the first one was obviously like the worshiping of golden idols, because you have like this giant statue on the moon. You're like, why would you put a statue for someone on the moon? It means you must really be idolizing them to the point where you're saying like, oh, they've got to go on the moon. It's almost like the golden record that went out with Voyager 1, like the satellite. that had like the Rolling Stones on it and it had like descriptions of human beings. But I'm like, they literally sent out a golden vinyl record that had the Rolling Stones and society's greatest important information. I'm like, these are two different things, but if you're a big Stones fan, that's great. The initial feeling behind some of this was the idea that right now the industry is encouraging and almost demanding artists to break themselves into as many pieces as they can and sell all those pieces as fast as they can. Like quickly make NFTs. You need to split up all your albums into singles now and
Yeah.
sell each one on every streaming platform and just put yourself out at as many places as you can and you'll make no money.
When I was first reading your initial script of the idea for the video, and I we were talking about this as well, the breaking apart of the statue and the gold statue as well. There's relevance and intention related to the artwork, the rest of the artwork for the album, and so it had
Mhm.
significance to me right away. Oh, there's your puppy.
My dog has
Now,
arrived on the scene.
now we have to describe the dog.
Okay, hold on, I'll get him up here. Come on up. Oh, yes. This is Clifton.
Hey, Clifton.
He is a small dog, about 15 pounds, maybe 20 pounds. He might be getting bigger. He is a cross of a dachshund, like a wiener dog, and a rat terrier, like a Jack Russell Terrier. So he looks like a Jack Russell Terrier-ish, but he's got shorter legs and a longer body.
It's cute. Black and white
Yep,
large spots with
yeah, it's
some
black and
brown.
brown on his
Nice
face, with
eyebrows.
white splotches on his body. He has little gold spots where his eyebrows are that make him very expressive.
Well, welcome, Clifton. I enlisted your support early on before before I even began collaborating on artwork elements with Nicole Alenago and doing photography. And I knew from the beginning I wanted to have, gold and gold foil things appearing
Mhm.
and in our font selection and whatnot. And gold can be symbolic of different things to different people. For me, it represents like elegance and sort of this lasting quality over time for things, which of course, when I really want to make music and content that has that power really over time. But also like gold is just, it can represent like love and magic, when you think of getting a really nice gift for somebody you care about, and you often think of gold. This statue has a journey, and then I just kind of like how it just shatters apart. So kind of for me representing the fragility of everything. It breaks apart. It travels to it's spread out, scattered around the world, and then humans decide, no, well, we need to put this back together.
Yeah.
I guess we can. What did that mean for you, like the actual like putting back together of the statue in the end? Like what does that represent?
Coming back together for me was very much representative, like someone putting themselves back together or reclaiming all of their individual pieces. But because you're not seeing the statue isn't doing that themselves. They are being put back together by everyone else. It can also be representative of the idea that everyone around you is able to help you and let you remain in control and are able to help you get back together on like and become one. Kind of the fun part of like this kind of science fiction-y and science fiction concept, it's always like you can interpret it in different ways and you can read into it however you choose to see society and that kind of stuff. But I think at the end of the day, it's up to however you feel it plays out as well as the viewer.
I can totally relate to the feeling like broken apart and out of control with in terms of like even my music career and having pieces of it in different places and struggling to bring it back together to in some way feel whole again.
Yeah,
I can completely relate to
sure.
that, and we've never actually had this specific chat before, but it really resonates with me, and also the idea of uh, other people really rallying, to support. And I mean, right away, I was thinking of all of the hosts that have had us perform in their home that were not making any money, um, but that got gains in other ways, like a sense of community,
Hmm.
um, and a shared love of experiencing live music and supporting the arts, um, and just like thousands of people that have done that for me. I don't know anybody that really achieves anything great 100% on their own. Um, there's usually somebody or a collaboration behind the scenes to achieve anything of great significance. So somebody who loved the video but just asked me if you had used stock footage for the storyline of the statue. So can you explain how you created those scenes? Was there any stock footage involved?
There was no stock footage used. At some points, I did consider it, but I ended up not. That was early in the process. I wasn't sure how I wanted to pull it together, but everything is fully CGI, fully 3D rendered on my computer. Um, some of the assets that I used came from libraries that are used internationally as a it's basically one of the most valuable libraries you can get your hands on is it's called Quixel. Yeah, they travel the world photo scanning terrains and landscapes and objects. So like if I say, oh cool, I need like a tundra for this next project, I can literally go on there and look in their environments section, go to tundra, and I'll be able to find groundscapes and rocks and everything. So I can construct my environments out of those objects really quickly, really easily, and it all looks photoreal because it's just photographs of real objects that are made into 3D models for me. Um, yeah, and I think there are some shots that look like they should be maybe stock footagey, but I know they're all 3D creations that we dreamed up. I think the fun one for me was actually the moon. The moon was it's basically a flat piece of land with a little divot in it, and then I used a texture from Iceland of volcanic rocks, which are kind of jagged and sort of have little bits sticking out, and I mixed that with a couple other textures, and I sort of laid that across that and made it into all the craters and rocks and that kind of stuff, and then just hit it with a lot of sunlight, which makes it look like there's no atmosphere to block the sun, so it's very bright and contrasted and glowy.
That is
It's
so
great for
cool.
great for putting a statue on the moon.
The statue of me, can you talk about how you did that? Because it is me.
Yeah, it
Or
is you. And we did a couple different things on the day because I wasn't sure how I was going to get there. There were a few different ways to do this. What ended up happening was I did a full 360 of Christina in the pose. So the pose that the statue is in, I have photo reference of her from every single angle doing that pose. Um, there's a couple different ways to get a model out of that, but the simply like feeding those images into a computer would be a great way to get a fairly basic model, but it wouldn't have the detail I needed for the actual statue because it's gonna be much larger than a normal person, so we need to have even more detail in there. So what happened was I think I took 6 of the reference shots of Christina in that pose, and I took a fairly generic human body model that I use, and I started just like sculpting it to make it match exactly. So basically, I took it almost like clay and just sculpted it to match her exact proportions, exact height, everything in pose. And then we did about 100 shots of Christina's face that I used to get the face a lot more close than the rest of the body because obviously the face is gonna be more recognizable anyway. Um,
I don't know. I mean, my backside is pretty recognizable.
I was gonna say I don't know what kind of videos you're always shooting, so it's like your backside might be more recognizable than your face, but
It will be now after this.
yeah, for sure. Well, it's in the desert, so like it's camels on it. It's great.
I
That
no,
was like
we did.
that's probably like my favorite one to set up because I was sitting there giggling the entire time. I'm sitting there like turning the butt in these dunes that I've created, trying to figure out just how much cheek to show and like what angle would it have landed to make it funny that it's like sticking out of the sand, but also not like just like a butt sticking in the air, but it's like, and you need to be able to tell that it's been cut off and it's not just like a full buried statue. So you need to see like a slice on the leg. And I think I got a decent amount of cheek in there because I just thought it was funny to like just orbit around and be like, look at this, it's a butt. but also knowing that it's part of a statue. So it's very classy and not at all
Oh
inappropriate.
no, definitely classy. My ass looks great. And I didn't even need to take my clothes off
Yeah,
for
that
the
would have been a
video.
lot. That would have been a different shoot. Yeah.
That would have been a definitely, this whole event would be labeled, um, would be, have trigger warnings all over it. So, what was the most time consuming part of creating those scenes?
Just over 50% of my time was spent on just the statue alone. Getting the texturing done. I started off with a very clean, shiny statue. As you see it on the moon, it's at its like at its best, I guess you'd say. And then I started applying aging and that kind of stuff for when it has cracked apart. So I found different ways of like showing fine detailed aging so to make it keeps the scale of the statue preserved as well, because the statue is so large that if you saw it up close, you should still see detail as you get closer. There should be more detail. It shouldn't just like become like a smooth surface. So trying to find different ways of embedding some detail into that to make sure that it looked to scale and was like looking aged. So if it was in the desert, it was looking sandy or that kind of thing.
Honestly, what is the most annoying, hardest part about working with me, Christina Martin? I mean, I could take a stab at this one, but
I think, okay, so on this video, I don't know.
on this video,
I
you
feel like the
weren't
last,
that bad, but
no, I feel like
my
on the last video, my direction was just annoying the crap out of you. And I was like, I would
oh,
direct you
right.
first and you'd be like, I know
I would
what we're doing here. Cause I really like to tell my actors like their motivation and get them into the mood. And like, I try and like take on the mood of the scene. Like the thing that happened on this one was more just like trying to figure out what it was we really wanted, because we weren't dealing with a set and we weren't telling a story with our filmed parts. When I was working with Christina in person, we shot it in her living room.
Mhm.
And so for part of it, we had a green screen for the part with the pinker hair and the pink background, and the black and white part was was in front of like a black background that I had as well. But I think there was the funnier moment that I was like, oh yeah, sure, whatever, was when we went in for the close up and Christina was like, I don't want my whole face on there. So in the close ups, it's from here down, and I love it. I love it so much more that it's like from here to here, here to here, and it's so you kind of like duck into frame a bit sometimes.
Mhm.
You have the option of giving eyes at the camera, but you're not always like, you're not locked on, and it feels more like we're focusing on your mouth and we're focusing on the words and we're focusing on, it just feels different. It feels like it's not as like, it isn't like the classic close up. You're not like, oh cool, cut to close up here, yep, that looks right, that looks like a close up.
Mhm.
It feels like something else is happening and it's a bit more unusual.
The team shrunk a bit for this one because of budget, but I mean, we've got to mention who else was helping us with this video. So we have former knob jiggler from the Stay With Me video, Dale Murray.
Mhm.
He was graduated to basically like your personal assistant on
He
this
was my
shoot.
grip and second, first assistant camera as well, because he was holding things for me and setting things up. And yeah, like to speak into how many corners were cut while producing this. So when we were filming you in front of the green screen to have you in front of like the pink lights or whatever else, there's light coming at you from both sides, but we only had one pink light. So Dale was holding a light on one side, and I was holding a mirror on the other side to bounce the light back at you from across the other side, and the camera was running itself.
There's also a
So
Christmas tree in this picture, which I'm gonna share with right now,
yep,
so people
perfect.
can actually see what you're describing. It's kind of hilarious, really,
Oh
like
yeah,
the reality compared
the bare
to
bones of like what you see is not what happened essentially in any of this. Like it's all very
yeah.
smoke and mirrors. And
I mean, we may not have to always cut corners. Like, who knows? I mean, maybe my crowdfunding campaign will be a huge success.
mhm,
Maybe I'll get some additional funding. And
maybe Patreon's gonna explode. How much is it per month, Christina? Like what's the minimum you can get in there for?
what's funny, you should ask, Brendan. I think you can
This is not
get.
scripted. I want you to sell some
It's
Patreon subscriptions.
it's not scripted, but it sure is sounding like it.
I know, right? Tell us more.
You are a patron of mine. Thank you,
I
Brendan.
am, yeah.
I think you can sign up for like as little as you want, but I have like some entry level tiers. I think
Mhm.
$4 is one, and then it goes up from there.
A cup of coffee a month gets you a lot of access to you and your process and what's going on and everything you're doing.
Yeah,
Sounds
honestly,
great.
the biggest thing about it is like if you like what I do, for example, or any
Mhm.
artist on Patreon, and you want to support them to keep doing that, I mean, the money goes to help pay my business overhead monthly costs. And so part of that is whenever I collaborate with somebody, um, whether I have funding support, partial funding or not, it's going towards those collaborations.
Mhm.
It's paying for all my business expenses. I wouldn't say all, but a part of them until this Patreon membership explodes. And yeah, in my case, whenever I do have more money, a surplus, it goes right back into. I love collaborations. I love hiring people. Um, it makes what I do all the better, and I get better when I get to hire experts,
Mhm.
music wise, art wise, design wise, video wise, like all of that. It's so yeah, it's really exciting to me. So that's it. That's it. That's the Patreon spiel. Thank you so much, Brendan. It continues to be a joy to collaborate with you and a privilege to witness the cool stuff that you imagine coming to life. Thank you so much.
Thank you for letting me imagine stuff. Like I love collaborating with people who are open-minded and eager to be creative because it means it's a collaborative environment and it's creative and it's a great place to plant seeds and see what grows out of them. And it was a treat getting to work with you.
It's not over yet.
Oh no, I don't. We're not
No,
done.
unless
I
you're
have more things I need you to get me to do for you.
unless you're
I had them
yeah.
lined up. I got concepts ready. Like I got drafts. I got everything. It's all ready. You just need to ask for it and I'll give it to you and I'm going to do it for you.
You're amazing. Please
And for
don't
myself.
fire me. Please don't fire me yet. And thank you so much for this video and the Stay With Me video. And I look forward to our future collaborations. Bye.
I love the note Kat dropped in the Crowdcast chat from the Zoom. So we actually did have a long discussion about whether or not it was appropriate to use butt versus ass versus buttocks for the audio described music video, and we landed on buttocks. I quite like that. I think it works. Thank you so much, Brendan. Hey, Brendan, we just recorded an episode from a new podcast, A Chat with Heart. And so we're going to drop a link to my podcast in the chat and keep an eye out because I'm going to launch that episode with Brendan later on this week. Okay, now it's time to play the music video one more time, and this time without the audio description. For those of you who tuned in a little bit later today, this was a suggestion from somebody in one of our previous events that we play the audio described music video, and then afterwards, later in the event, play it without the audio description so we can experience both versions, and I love the idea. So we're going to play that, and don't go anywhere because I have another guest. I've already spoiled it earlier. It's Dale Murray. He's going to join us live after this, and then we'll answer your questions in Crowdcast. So be sure to drop them in the Ask a Question section or in the chat, and then we'll be ready to do that towards the end of this event, which is coming up soon. All right, so I'm going to play the premiere for the non-described music video for In Control. I mean, this time, if it's your second time hearing it, maybe you want to get up and dance.
I've grown tired living so clean. All I wanna do is run right back on down to hell and have some dreams. on, so keep it up. There's nothing wrong, nothing to miss. I need your kiss. Don't worry, baby, I'll take this on. When I get scared, I read about us in a book that somebody famous wrote. When I get scared, I read about us in a book that somebody famous wrote. When I get scared, I read about us in a book that someone famous wrote.
Hi, welcome back. I'm joined here by a very special person. This individual here next to me, he engineered the song In Control, he played guitars, he worked on the sonic delights with me, things like synths and I can't remember what. We're going to go into a little more detail in just a couple seconds. He's my best friend. Welcome, Dale Murray.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi, Dale. Do you want to self-describe?
Yeah, sure. I am a white man. I have blonde, short blonde hair, short beard, wearing denim and a V-neck t-shirt. And yeah.
Looking good. Looking
Thanks.
good. So we put together some clips from back, it's January 2021 that we started recording a new album and some of these songs, this song In Control. And so we went through months of footage and pulled some. So we're going to try to describe some of these clips and the process a bit of recording In Control. So let me scroll. Scroll? Is that the right?
I don't know.
I'm just going to play. I'm going to play the video. So every song in the studio starts out with a good jam. So here we are in the Oxford Capitol Theatre in Oxford, Nova Scotia, on stage. And we're seeing Dale with his guitar, Brian Murray, his brother, on drums, Jason Vautour on bass guitar,
Yep.
and that's me.
I think this version we started playing a little faster. We reined it in a bit, and I'm making a lot of mistakes, as you can hear.
I'm just playing acoustic guitar and singing, and this is where like the rhythm section really takes shape. And I just gave 2 suggestions for songs that I really was kind of inspired by initially, a Tom Petty song and a Paul Westerberg song, and the rest we just kept going from there. And then the next step is usually recording the bed tracks with just the bass and the drums together.
Yeah, they'd be listening to a track that, like, just probably an acoustic guitar track that Christina laid down, and they're playing to that.
And probably a vocal.
And a vocal, yeah.
So you're seeing Jason play bass guitar right now, and Brian's playing the drums, and they are concentrating hard.
Yeah.
Got a good groove, though. It was a really important part.
It was hard to get this groove right.
Yeah. Oh, the claps. So a solid, strong, steady rhythm. It's like a confirmation of life, like a heartbeat. And if it gets irregular, you're in trouble. So we have a nice steady rhythm here. It's a sign that we're doing okay.
Yeah, I tried to get as much of the room as I could. You can see 2 mics at the front of the stage, picking up the room instead of actually. I don't think there's any mics pointed right at us. But
And every song needs more cowbell, right? So this is Geordie Comstock. He played drums on most of my new record. And he's just rocking the cowbell in this one and shaking his hips from side to side.
that's how he keeps time.
With his hips.
With his hips.
It's all in the hips.
That's right. Take notes.
Jordy's got great. Well, I would hope he has good rhythm. 'Cause he's a drummer.
He does. He's got very good rhythm.
Oh, whoa, whoa! Everybody, stand back. Here are the electric guitar parts that made it to the track.
Mm-hmm.
So we're seeing Dale with
This is the rhythm, one of the rhythm guitar tracks, so the most like beefy rhythm. It's a little riff that comes in halfway through the song, and then at the end, one of the parts, I did some harmonies on it. And this is the guitar solo.
This is the solo. Okay.
Yeah. I also did some harmonies over this as well. And a synth part. Hold it, and...
Yeah. All right, and in order to get me singing a really good track, I need to hear Dale howl at the moon.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that.
I've grown tired.
Is this the actual take?
I think it's the actual take.
All I wanna do is run my back on down to hell and have some dreams with you.
All right. So, that was fun. It seems like so long ago, but it takes a long time sometimes to get these things done. Thank you for working on the music video, Dale, helping Brendan out so much. So you were the knob jiggler in Stay With Me, then the assistant director in this video in Control. So what's next, Dale? What next?
I guess that depends on what the next video is going to be.
I think the next video is going to be Little Princess. So perhaps you can be the little princess.
I'd love that. I would love that.
We're coming still close to the end of the event. So as promised, it's time to answer the questions that are dropped here in the Ask a Question section. So I'm just going to open up the box. We have about 10 minutes left before this event ends. And so we'll start at the top. And the first question is, I think, from Annette. What did you enjoy most while working on this music video? Oh my goodness. Well, I really enjoyed having Brendan at our house as we recorded it downstairs. And it was, we met Brendan last year and we didn't really know him that well. So it was just nice to have him over and to share some food and to have him take 1,000,000 photographs of me. And it was really nice to have him in our house. And I really enjoy working with Brendan. And he is a great director. He's just very easy to collaborate with. So, geez, having him in our house, working with Brendan, those are my favorite parts, I think. Yeah, so you want to read the next one, Dale?
Sure. I gotta know, what was the inspiration for this song? It's hot.
Thank you, Melissa. Well, I think this song, In Control, came from, if I remember correctly, I was going a little wonky just during COVID. We live a pretty routine, healthy lifestyle. I find that I have to in order to, do my job and feel good. But I got to say there were points definitely where I felt like I just wanted to let loose. And I do recall one night where I've talked about this before online, I think, but we had a little margarita night, and I don't drink alcohol anymore.
This was your idea.
This was my idea. I was like, okay, it's definitely fine to just go from not drinking any alcohol to having a bunch of tequila and yeah, it didn't end well, but I think it just came from me kind of, there's straddling this, I'm in control, I'm healthy and I'm fine, but I just want to let loose. And, when I go through those times in my life historically, maybe it's a different scenario, storyline, but, to come back to kind of a feeling of being healthy and in control, there's a process I have to go through, and sometimes it's okay, I get back to reading something that's gonna help get me on track, and get back to a routine, that kind of thing. So that's kind of where the lyrics came from, and just this wanting to just tear out of control again, but not really. I don't really. That's not really how
never do.
How I live my best life. Yeah. Great question though. Okay, let's take another question here. How long did it take to create the video? Well, we were only two days recording here at our house, and Brendan and I had some back and forth before that, just via email, and usually we have a Zoom meeting. And then after that, Brendan worked on this on and off for a couple of months, and would send me edits, and we would go back and forth, but he was really putting in a lot of time on his own. So, I mean, from, I say, conception to delivery, I would say 3 months, but Brendan, and you could maybe comment in the chat. Maybe it was longer for you. Yeah. So it definitely doesn't happen, overnight. And may I share your stream? Jack is asking, and I said absolutely. You may share the stream. You may share the links. You could share them now. I don't even care. I mean, they're going public tomorrow on YouTube and Facebook. I don't know why I did that. They're
public.
They're actually going public. But you could start sharing them now. Email your friends, and this Crowdcast event, people can watch the replay if they want to know behind the scenes. So absolutely, definitely. Thank you for sharing. I'd like to know. Question from somebody. I'd like to know more about the lyric, "When I get scared, I read about us" in a book that someone famous wrote. So that spoke to me when I do kind of get maybe off track. I've always found that books, and sometimes it's self-help books, often it's self-help books that are written by, like, they're books that most of us would end up reading, like Eckhart Tolle or what's another one? I can't even think.
You've so many over the years.
There's so many, and Dale's got a number as well. But that could be a whole podcast episode of the books that I turn to get me back on track. So that's where that line really came from. Question from Crystal: do you do your own backing vocals? Crystal, are you interested? Are you looking for another gig? I do my own backing vocals most of the time. Occasionally I'll have a friend or Dale will do a backing vocal, but I actually like doing my own. Yeah.
I did a backward scream.
That's right.
And at the
big
ow parts.
Ow.
You can sort of hear in the background a horrible scream.
Yeah, listen back to the song for that. How does it go? Like, can you imitate it now? It's backwards. It's like
turned it.
Like,
yeah,
is it?
I flipped the waveform, and it just made this. But then I put a lot of reverb on it and put it underneath those, and it sort of gives it this sort of disturbing sound.
Yeah. Okay, the last question from the Zoom room. Hello, will this recording be provided for viewing either by email or YouTube? Yeah. I can email everybody in the Zoom room the link to watch the replay in Crowdcast, and we're also we're recording the Zoom meeting, so I will at some point have a link up on YouTube for that as well, so I can email that to you. You can send me an email for any of the links as well to info@christinamartin.net. If I don't have your email, that's the best way to reach out, and I can send you whatever you'd like, and you can share them with your friends. So, yeah. I think we're running out of time here, and I think we're out of questions from what I can see. So, what that means is we've already had a great time and a great event. And let's see. I've already told you that I am so grateful. I haven't told you this. I don't know why I said that. I haven't told you yet that I'm so grateful to all of you for being here. So I have told you, though, that you can visit the replay just by using the same event link that you used to register for this event in Crowdcast. If you need that link, I can email it to you if you're watching from Zoom right now. And when you share the link, obviously anyone can watch it. This is a public event. You'll notice there is a call to action link here in Crowdcast, also posted in the chat, which will take you to my link tree. That has all the ways that you can support. You can become a patron, monthly or yearly subscriber to support what I do. You can leave a virtual tip. There's a link there to visit future and past events. And there's a link to my merch Bandcamp page where you can buy my merchandise, my vinyl, my CDs, some t-shirts. I also want to thank some of the folks on my creative team who worked on this single artwork. Nicole and Legault, thank you so much for the gorgeous single artwork and animations that you're working on. I'm so excited to share more with everybody when future singles come out and the new album. It's just been an absolute pleasure and privilege to work with you and become friends with you. And also, big shout out, thank you to Cherokee Anderson for the stellar photography and all of the new single artwork. Thanks to Melissa and Annette, our incredible event moderators for today's Crowdcast event. And don't forget to follow my Crowdcast channel if you'd like to be notified when I go live in a future event. There is a future event coming up where we're going to actually play live. It's coming up May 15th, so we're going to drop the link for that event so you can register now. It's a pay-by-donation event. And yeah, am I forgetting anything, Dale? I don't think so. I think we're going to shut this event down, and then we're going to go head over to the Zoom after party. You're all more than welcome to join us. We dropped a link at the top of the chat if you're looking for that over here in Crowdcast. So thank you so much, everybody. Yeah, I'm really excited, and stay tuned. And in the future, we will have another single from the new album. And, oh, is there another question? Do you have a new album release date? I do not yet. I did, and it changed. Things are taking longer for me to, just do what I want to do. But I'm going to say I'm right now I'm striving for next spring. Just so that everything can line up, and I want to do a couple more of these and some music videos and singles before we just pow.
One more question.
One more question.
Are the Crowdcast chat messages screen readers friendly?
Oh, that's a good question. The Crowdcast chat message screen is reader friendly. I'm not 100% sure. I think that it may not be, which is one of the reasons why we have the Zoom listening party on right now. But Crowdcast is working on a version 2, which is going to kick ass in that department in the future. So I'm excited for that to be ready, for the screen reader adjustments to be ready, so that everyone can be in the Crowdcast in the future. That's what Crowdcast is working towards, I know, and I'm really excited about that. So I'm going to shut down this event here. Thank you so much, everybody. You've been amazing, and I'm going to head over to the Zoom after party. All right, bye.
Bye.
It's always awkward saying goodbye. Let's do it again. Bye.
Bye.